Hello, my heroes and villains. It is me, the illustrious Saus's Grand Tomato Slime Extraordinaire. And we are back with Slay the Princess. We're going to go. Actually, I don't think I can load. I think we have to do new. But we're going to do a whole nother run through. We did a run through last week and ran to the credits.
Path in the woods.
And we got a real ending. We're going to be getting a real ending again today. We're going to be trying to do a bunch of different stuff. If I end up on a route I already got by accident, we will try to do something different in it. But let us continue on.
That's the
Vive la Revolution! I've always wanted to kill a monarch!
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do different
Before
stuff.
you go any further, she will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
True.
Don't believe a word she says. We're not gonna go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin!
The interior of the blade is your
Take that blade.
Take the blade from the table. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood.
Not the rot.
The princess really lives here. Slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
You would say that.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Or something. Nuh-uh. Okay, come. I'm here to slay you.
That isn't a good idea. Just drop the knife, and maybe the two of us can talk things out.
She's right, we shouldn't. We should just drop the blade. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I'll put it down for
The
now.
blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clap.
No, I don't want to tremble. I just want to talk.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed.
We'll be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor.
You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Are you coming on to me? There will
Don't
be no
jump to
love
any
tonight.
Weird conclusions.
We're going to kill her.
We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone.
I don't believe
I love the
you.
world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed
Forever.
to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Pretty. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy
I
the world.
know she'll do it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two
Little
of us
sleepy.
have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
This is true.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Don't worry, we'll get to that.
There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust.
Blind trust.
So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything.
You know what? This is the prisoner ending. Let's get the prisoner ending.
Monarch, no less.
Yeah, monarchs are cool though. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how
True,
hard
this is
you
a little
try,
sus.
you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
How would I get you out of
You
here?
can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
That's creepy,
Her
lady.
sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
I mean, I
She
guess it's
is.
better than her
I'm sure
biting
of
her
it.
arm off. How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Oh, hey.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Hey, no. Well, let's get her out of here. So this one is Spectre. I'm not sure. I think this one leads to the adversary.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
And I'm sure they're going to lock us in here.
Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day.
Yeah, why would the key be?
They
Why would the
probably
key
just
be
left
here?
The key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
The passerby could have let her out. And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas besides me cutting you out of here?
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Shut the
You try to tell
door!
me, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay
Oh, well.
the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
I guess we're not getting out of here tonight. Return to the bottom of the
Make your way back to
stairs.
the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
It would also be easier if you weren't a big doo-doo poopy head.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the
Against your
princess.
better judgment, you place the blade against
Big
the princess's
eye.
arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
You could have done it from the other side
You
too,
cut
and just like,
into her
you know,
flesh.
cut her hand at the joint.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to
Phew,
crack through
phew,
bone,
phew, phew,
and she
phew.
pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Oh, she's not.
Thank
Oh,
you.
she's good.
Now let's get out of here.
Approach the door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair,
I actually don't know
your
what
body
happens
steps
if you do
forward
stab
and
her here.
raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Warn her.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
We might try, if it lets us come back to this point, we might do the actual slaying here.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hand.
No, not me hands. Not
Maybe
me
I'll
knife.
see you in another life.
Uh-oh.
And then she slits your throat.
Oh, well, we're
with
dead.
Almost clinical ease.
Hey, at least she
Her
made it
face
quick.
remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark,
And you die.
I hope it was worth it.
The prisoner.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin
Is a
is a
princess.
princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Hasn't this happened already?
Or if it has, don't forget what he did to us the last
The
time.
skeptic.
around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to
Nah,
the
she's
world at
fine.
large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Well, actually, it was like an hour ago, or like 15 minutes ago for me. To the cabin.
A warning. Did you just say wink out
What?
loud?
I don't know, did I? Yeah, don't believe a word she says. Just go and take the knife and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
No, I didn't.
Wink.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
To the cabin. Look at me,
The
spooky
interior of
hand.
the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Why would there be a blade in a prison?
The
What
blade
if
is
a
your
prisoner
implement.
picked it up?
You'll need it if you want to do this right.
And what about the mirror?
There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's
Definitely a mirror.
There isn't. I think you know what we have to do.
Why would you lie about that?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so
I don't know.
What good
There's
would a mirror
definitely a
even do?
mirror is
You waste
my
time
favorite line in
proving
the
yourself
game.
instead of doing what needs to be done.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror
Reach forward
clean.
and rub your... It was there a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled.
Maybe it'll be back.
back.
Alright, take the
You
blade.
take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Enter the basement. Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour.
So you
Her
said.
voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
It's been
Does
like
she
a day.
remember us? You walk down the stairs and
You
lock
look
eyes
so
with the
cute here,
princess.
though.
She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly.
I still
as
love
she
the
moves.
detail that the
The
original
chains
second one
binding
is
both her
not in
wrists to
use.
the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I'm not sure I need to do anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just going to leave her here. I'm not going to leave her here. I'm going to sit with her.
You step towards the princess,
Well, hello.
but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
I will sit where I was
You do
told
as
to
she
sit.
asks and
That's
sit on the
fair, I
floor,
think.
Still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Well, I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh? Are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
First you make a comment about having been here before, and now this. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly?
Yeah, how, say?
Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess.
Dude, I've done
and
that,
in
it
the
doesn't
process,
work.
You save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were.
How goes
I
your
shouldn't say
decking,
anything
Hope?
else. I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck. If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably. I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there.
He's
It's important.
not wrong.
Necessary, even. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't.
Wow, okay.
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that
It's
you
a
might not
much
be the
different
first
narrator
version of
than I've
yourself.
usually gotten.
At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
Not sure if the archetype is viable, but card's Quiddy, I see.
Exactly, he gets
Valid,
it. You're
understandable.
lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much.
With the hindsight of last week, he's actually kind of right.
Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that. I won't. Fine. But you won't get
I
another
like
word
the
from me on
skeptic.
the matter. Yeah, sure. We'll see about that. Just give it a rest. This isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Which end choice? The good one. I guess it would be the pro-princess. Today, we're going to get anti-princess. You were asked about my intentions earlier. What do you mean? What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them.
Yeah, I don't know how many, like, multiple end things there are. I went off happy with the princess, and we lived our existence as gods.
And
This
now
time I'm
you're
gonna
back.
slay the princess.
Is that really all she knows?
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
You might be,
I
though.
guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or...
You have a chain on the wall. Who's it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
Okay.
Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have
I'm
to say
deeply
this,
considering
please
doing
don't
that.
lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
This one seems interesting, but I'm not gonna do it. I want to see what happens.
Do that if I were you.
And why is that?
Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
Maybe.
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
I don't know. Maybe it will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
But what if he's telling the truth?
He isn't.
I am.
Well, the skeptic is part of me. I inspect the chain.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Let's jump to our neck.
As you
Yep,
hoist the
that's what I
shackle,
expected.
Its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps.
Oh, I
from
thought
your
it was
hands,
snapping my neck.
around your neck.
This was your first one?
And
I see.
if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Excuse me?
Yes? Are we stuck here now?
Become your own jailer! Yay!
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
The shackle
What are we
did
supposed
demand
to do now?
investigating.
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
You know this was gonna happen?
No.
So we're both stuck here.
Yep.
No, for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude.
What should we do?
You and
I
the
guess we
princess
wait.
in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything.
Yeah, I mean, actually, for once, my stuff is going good, so I'm gonna say it's not me that's causing the issues.
But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
How exactly does that work?
It just does.
But
your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
I suppose you're correct. things are changing.
Oh, it's getting
The
darker.
differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Have you noticed the basement changing?
I don't like small talk, remember?
I don't know if this is small talk.
Still rude. You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't.
Neither we. He does just hate me, this is true.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass and pass, until suddenly there are no walls.
We did it! We made it out of the cabin!
And
I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us. So this is
We
the
did
outside
it!
world. It's cold.
Well, there she goes. Alright, goodbye, princess. But you don't get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away and it's left something else in her stead.
where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why?
I don't know where she went and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her. The narrator is gone.
Does that mean the world ended?
It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror. I don't know where she went and I don't know how we'd
If
even
there's
go looking
even
for her.
to find anymore.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
Something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
Hey, don't call me dreadful.
Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
Bye, guys. The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Yeah, I didn't get this last time because I cut them out before we got here. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's me! You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. To the cabin! You are at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
The long quiet, apparently. What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others...
An ocean of tomato juice.
She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Put her out of there!
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
I want to know what happens. Oh! Hello, dead boy demon Linhart! Papa! To-to! To-to! To-wa-wa! Papa! To-to! To-to! To-wa-wa! Papa! What were you guys playing on this day? I have to do it twice, I forgot! To-wa-wa! Papa! To-to! To-to! To-wa-wa! Papa! To-to! To-wa-wa! Papa! Alright, well, the shout-out base command does not want to work, apparently. But yes, hello, Raiders. I'm the ever-illustrious Saus's Grand Tomato Slime Extraordinaire. I am cool boy. I'm fun. I play a lot of horror things, a lot of mystery things, a lot of RPG things. So if you like story things, stick around. I'm cool, I promise. Today we are playing Slay the Princess. I love when I do these commands when I almost hit raid. I have to wait another minute before I can shout out. Oh dear. But yes, we're playing Slay the Princess, a really, really, really cool horror visual novel. We did one full loop last week, and we're doing another loop of this week. So stick around if you want to see what happens. I want to find out what happens if I attack the entity. Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each
Damn.
other as we are now.
What happens if I destroy my body? Oh. You raise your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space the space you body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Okay, so there is no way out but talking to her. Do you know what about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess? Or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Oh, that wasn't the one. Asked. There we go. Now you are both properly shouted out. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, what is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape.
Let it be. Oh wait, I thought that was okay. Make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
I will though. The me that is me. Everything goes dark, and you die. Back to chapter 1.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright, thanks for telling me what to do.
It's all part of the job.
To the cabin. We're gonna not take the knife this time. There's a bunch of not knife ones that I haven't done. Actually, I did kind of equal of both last time.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Nope.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I'm here to save you.
Wait, really? You're here to
lie.
rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
I see. You're trying to get her to lower her guard. It's a gamble, but it might work.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful.
Why can't I get chained to her here?
How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
You were lying when you said you were here to rescue her, but regardless of your intentions, breaking her out of those chains would be a big mistake. Don't even try it.
Let's let us see the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
No, I'm not. I'm still going to kill her.
The right thing. You walk up to the
but
chains,
I need to look at the
binding
chain.
The princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Don't worry. I'll go look for it.
Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see.
And by it, I mean the knife.
They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I'm gonna go check upstairs, see if it's there, and if not, maybe I can get something to break you free.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement.
I'm not actually trying to help her.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been
if I did accidentally get on to this pass, I know what I'm going to do.
Easier for who?
Because there is one in the damsel that I wanted to try.
For everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight.
I think I trapped myself on damsel.
Voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you.
Ah, okay, I can try to kill her now.
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
You know what? I am actually gonna do a damsel one, because I want to know.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged...
I want to know, and I think on stream it'll be really interesting.
Just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground. and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything?
You know what they say?
It's like she isn't even bothered by what just
smile
happened.
the sad away.
Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't. As the princess... Wait, watch me.
What are you doing?
Warn her!
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body
I know
lunges
nothing.
forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
He is not technically lying,
The blade.
but we will resist.
Move the blade.
We'll kill her next
As her
time.
body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches
Alright,
towards
time for
you
a
and
little
takes
bit
the
more
blade
brutal
from
of a
your
version of the previous
infuriatingly
one.
rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it
Damn.
into your chest.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic
It
gesture.
is! I've saved the
You
princess.
literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
Ah, we do love blood all over the face of a cute girl.
She doesn't know how to use a knife.
As
does
long as
she?
it's other people's blood.
Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife,
Oh, but
your
isn't
legs give out
that the
beneath you.
pristine image of a
You
true
collapse to the
waifu?
floor, your blood pooling around you.
One
your limbs
hand,
unresponsive.
blood
Princess stares
splattered
down at
knife
your
and all
ruined
over her
chest as
dress.
Tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark.
And you die. The damsel.
You're
Which I
on a
kind of
path
accidentally got,
in the
but, you
woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her. If you don't,
You're to slay the
it will
cabin.
be the end of the world.
You get a terrible sense of deja vu. But I died. What am I doing
I'll show
here?
you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
I do love the
Our
smitten.
beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. Sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
I mean, you know.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Alright, to the cabin.
A warning, she will lie. We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted.
Yeah, you hear that,
Her
narrator?
beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on
but
the
they're
task ahead.
they're bickering's amusing. To the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in. The blade is your
No, I don't need no blade. Oh, goodbye, mirror.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight.
Yeah, you're gonna tell me she's better off dead this
But it's
time
still
too?
a stone basement. If the
Sure
princess
are.
lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries
The
up
blade is your
stairs.
implement? Don't worry, I don't need it.
Hello?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning.
Oh, no you can't.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
And she called us a hero.
Well, you are the voice of the hero.
Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before. That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense.
True,
Our beloved's
correct.
hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right.
Oh, I'm
this
gonna do
time.
something this time.
We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
You're horrible.
Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her? We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain.
Should have brought the
that
knife
you
to
want
protect
chase
yourself?
our heroic
No.
and romantic
I do actually
destiny than
wonder
I've
what
ever
the
been. I shan't let
other
anyone
options
convince us
are
otherwise.
here if you bring the knife.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't
But
let him
there's a
distract you. Just
potentially
do
far more
your
interesting
job.
one that I backed out on at the last second last time. Sorry about what happened last time. Let's do the rescue of the princess.
Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains. Good luck with that. Don't you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with
just slide him right out.
No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
Yes, we can.
If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already?
Uh-huh.
Because we've yet to present her with her freedom.
True.
I'm not sure I follow.
I don't
Rather
either.
believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do?
Did you forget she's a world-ending monstrosity? Did you forget I consider that more reason to save her?
I think I'd rather believe in facts. Ah, so you're one of those empiricists. One of us has to be. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her bindings. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My
I did
passions
double click
contain
there, don't worry about it.
Titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
She's true, this is true.
You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the
Power of love
on our side?
What do we do now?
What do you want to do?
End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who
Here
has
we
never
go.
felt love in his heart.
So, something with love's gonna kill.
Don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't
So,
know what she wants.
just watch
She
the
may have had it
princess
all
here.
wrong. What if this
Not that
whole
there's
thing
much
is just
else
a
to watch at the moment.
misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. It's the only thing you've ever doubted, the actual truth.
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I want you to tell me what
I
you
just
want.
want to make you happy.
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
There must be something you
I
want.
just want to make you happy.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
But what would make you happy?
I just want to make you happy.
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right. I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
You have to want something more than just making me happy.
Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
Is it just me, or does it feel
Uh-oh.
like we're alone right
It's
now?
all she wanted.
Like we're the only ones here?
Oh. Oh, boo. Oh, I thought she was gonna, like, get evil if you did that too many times. Wait, actually... it'll take it'll take a fair bit of skipping. But...
Nothing.
Because there is an option on there that I know is like, I want you to make me unhappy, and I want to. That was what I wanted to do.
Then you ask.
I thought that was the end point of that.
She asks.
That's the spirit.
Oh, is it just she
Interior
wants to make me
cabinet.
happy? Oh, that's actually really boring. Is it? Oh, okay. So, does that continue then, or does it end right there? Oh no, I don't want the knife. Oh well, we have a knife now.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faint. Good. You're still listening to reason.
No.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her.
Let's actually do what I said we were gonna do.
Nothing, as we are.
Since Hope,
But I know-
unfortunately, cannot answer us.
She asks that I
Don't mention it. It's all
My double-clicking screws me over at the worst of times.
The door to the
Wait, really?
Them in the chain.
only
Da-ba-da-ba-da. Da-ba-da-ba-da.
you make your way to the
Save the princess. Approach the door. Warn her.
Stop that.
It's actually quite fast when you're
The blade.
like just skipping.
Move the blade.
I wanted to know, like, does it actually, like, is it the same thing where it just scoops her up,
Excuse
or
me. Forget he said anything. But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last
slightly
time.
different?
He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love. Last time? I think he just likes to. I do.
Or does she actually,
The
like,
interior of the cabin is clean and elegant.
does she actually go to, like, make us unhappy? If she does that, I will go that way, otherwise I'll take the blade. Counts for a separate end?
You take the blade from the table.
I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need.
Let's find out what happens if we just stab her.
Sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemies.
Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge. There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
What happens if we approach the mirror
Walk
with
up
the
to the wall
knife?
next to the basement. What are you talking about? You reach
Nothing.
forward, but
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her.
the door to the basement, but it's still a stone basement. If the prince...
Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not
No,
in
we
love.
are in love, though.
Just remember, you walk down the stair.
My love!
You know she can't hear you.
She may not be.
Oh, your spirit's plenty.
It's you.
Did you hear that?
And she called us flattery, really good. Waiting for you to come back.
That's right, villain. Well, only because he made us.
And you've died.
We
Nothing.
horrible for now. We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more. certain
Chapter
we must chase
the chapter
our
3 for
heroic
Prisoner
and
that I thought wasn't
romantic
unique for her
destiny
ending
than I've
ended up
ever
being unique
been.
for her and its
I
counterpart from
shan't let
Damsel.
anyone convince us
There's a
otherwise.
chance it doesn't feel much like Prisoner.
Are you listening to him? He's...
I'm sorry what happened last
The version
time.
of me was pushed to such drastic action. It was for good reason.
Alright, we're gonna rescue the
What
princess.
are you talking about? Did you?
Oh, damn. I thought I'd be able to stab her there. Alright, fuck it.
Spoken with the rank.
She doesn't even... You're so gullible. The princess... And then, she...
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I can still slay her here! Alright, hold on. You want to end the
Are you
world?
seriously asking?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Oh. I have no feelings about the world ending either way.
At least you're being honest.
I can't believe that the fate of the entire world has been left in the hands of a nihilist. The princess shifts in uncomfortable confusion.
Me too. I don't care.
She wasn't confused for long.
If she doesn't care, then clearly she won't end the world. All is well, and it's high time we take our beloved to our happy ending.
She can't just want to make us happy.
It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
What would make you happy?
Make you happy?
Is she... What's going on?
But you need your own happiness.
This isn't right. I fail to see the...
I want you to make me unhappy.
Does it feel
Yeah,
like
okay, that does. Just go to that. If stabbing her here does nothing, that's just what we get for this, I guess.
You turn the tip of your blade towards the
Wait. No, you barbarian, what are you doing?
But you ignore the pleas of the foolish little voice and strike. The princess's eyes grow wide with terror as the blade falls, but she does absolutely nothing to stop you. Your blade pierces her heart, and she collapses pathetically to the ground.
I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong?
No, my love, you did nothing wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not you.
I'm going to die now. I think that's what you want.
Apparently.
Just like that, she's dead. And the world is
I got slain innocent.
We know it must have been difficult.
I feel sick. Sick? You took part in the murder of the fairest creature that's ever lived. And you merely feel sick. I, for one, am absolutely distraught. Grief-stricken. Inconsolable.
You'll get over it. You just saved everyone.
Don't get over it.
Get over it? You smarmy ass.
Is the
There's
smitten
nothing in
gonna
the
kill
world
me?
worth getting over it for. We might as well just end it all.
You raise the
The
blade,
smitten's gonna
aiming the
kill
point
me.
directly towards your heart. Excuse me? No, you absolutely do not do that. Yeah, let's not make any rash decisions. We should give ourselves a minute, take a deep breath.
Yeah. If that's what you want to do, let's see what happens.
What? No, let's not do that.
You won't use your fancy reverse psychotherapeutics on me, murderer.
I love
dying
all
together.
the voices conflicting and fighting.
All of you may have previously thought that my passions were too great to stifle, but those were merely passions of joy. My passions of sorrow run deeper than the ocean itself, and you'll find that they are far more unstiflable. Haven't you? Haven't you all?
I don't believe this. What? What don't you believe? You plunge the blade into your own heart and collapse to the floor. You can't be serious. Why are you helping him? I'm not. He just made it happen. I'm sorry.
That's right. You're all sorry.
Everything goes dark.
And you die. The Grey.
You're on a path.
Oh.
You horrid monster.
He skipped the
You think
narrator.
Just because we've returned to the woods, you've earned my forgiveness. Our beloved had best be alive and well when we return to the cabin, or you'll never know the end of my wrath.
She won't be alive and well when we return to that cabin, because she's dead. We killed her.
Welcome back, Cold.
You killed her, and so I killed you.
And you clearly didn't do a good enough job. I'm still here.
Oh, and I'm still here too. If you lot get to be blessed with seemingly eternal life, that must mean she's still there, waiting for us to throw ourselves at her feet in remorse.
I doubt it. I think I'm better at killing than you are.
So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2?
At least.
It's our third. What gave it away? Your open discussions.
I couldn't care less what he knows. Every second we stand around arguing in the woods is a second that I'm anxiously worrying about her. Take us to the cabin and take us there now. With each passing moment, our relationship may be damaged even further, though I fear the rift between us may already be permanent.
And if it is permanent, then what? You'll kill us again?
Oh, you just wait and
I mean,
see.
I don't think he will, because I
My
met him last
vengeance
time.
will echo
I don't know if that would be
the
as fun
depths
this
of my
time.
bereavement.
Don't provoke him. I'd prefer if we didn't die again. I'm not fond of dying. Why not? You've already done it twice. It was unpleasant. It was only unpleasant because you think it's supposed to be unpleasant.
Ooh.
I'll make
Philosophical.
you feel what I feel if it's the last thing I do.
Oh, how exciting. I'd love to see you try.
Can I? Well, I'm not just going to try. I'm going to actually do it.
I'm looking forward.
Oh, please tell me we won't even actually get to
I
the
am
princess.
too. Can I talk now?
No.
Yes, I can. Great. Now that you're listening, let me remind you that if you're here in the woods, it means that the princess is not dead, and that her very existence currently poses a direct threat to the entire world. I'll believe that when I see her living body.
Stop listening.
Did I hear that right? He says she's alive. Our beloved lives again.
Yes, she's alive, but
But you're going to have to make her not alive. You'll have to slay her. It's your job. We absolutely will not. This is a tale of love and redemption, and this time it
No, but I
will
said no
not
romance in the
end
title. I
bloodshed.
said no love.
Except ours, if any of you try anything. Let's do our best to keep him away from anything sharp. If we're lucky, there won't even be a blade when we get to the cabin.
We haven't talked enough about how different this place is. It wasn't different last
If
time.
this isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time. Wait. But if her influence is spreading, that means there's hope. That means our beloved is waiting up there for us, ready to make amends. Yes, I already told you that she's alive. Don't mind him. I don't think he's doing too well. I'm doing better than any of you. I'm doing great. She's alive. Influence doesn't require life. But if things restarted, why wouldn't she be alive? Who said they restarted? All they've done is changed. I shan't listen to the vile mutterings of you serpents. Onward! Our living, breathing princess awaits us.
What happens if we don't go to... No, we're not going to do that. I'm the one in charge, and if we slay her again, you're not going to make us kill ourselves. Is that clear?
Oh, it's clear, you murderer. Though I should remind you that you're not as in charge.
Hey, I let you. I let you do it.
I'm sure his outburst last time was just a fluke. I wouldn't worry about him. Besides, if he kills us again, he kills us again. It doesn't matter. He'll tire out eventually. The flame of passion always...
Not always.
Spoken like a true cynic. Enough bickering. Just stay focused and get to the cabin.
Whatever happens next, seems like all our answers are in the cabin. Might as well see this through.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just... don't muck it up this time, alright? Oh,
I'll think about it.
Alright. We'll get our happy ending, even if it damns each and every person who's ever lived.
I like him.
Whatever you do, don't let him influence
He's
a
valid.
single
He's
decision.
right.
He's clearly lost it. I hate that I'm agreeing with him on anything, but I really don't like being at the whims of someone so unstable. It's stressful. Yes, having all those feelings isn't very productive, is it? But we're just passengers here. Why stress over something you can't control? You're saying that like stress is just something you can turn off. It is. It's easy. Whatever happens.
Yeah, when it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter.
Even alive. What's the point of doing anything?
Oh,
if
true
you're
though.
Not going to feel a single emotion. I don't know. I just exist. And that's fine with me. This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
Proceed to the cabin!
The interior of the cabin feels dry and brittle. Ancient
Hello.
dust-covered wooden beams hold up a crumbling ceiling like mummified ribs, each elegantly carved detail of the stately building preserved in an extended stasis. Everything here has been kept safe and dry and lifeless. But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the dusty wood of the far wall. Is that her? Our beloved. So she does live. She doesn't look very alive to me. Before you can make a move,
Oh,
the figure
there
is
she
gone,
goes.
vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room.
Well, there's a
door
mirror.
at the end of the room, but there isn't a door. It's just that damn mirror again. Ah, yes, the mirror. So we can see the monster we've
So
become.
funny!
If it even lets us look before it vanishes too. The mirror? Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade.
Actually, no, there's
That's
neither of
There's
those.
supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it. Perhaps it's gone because an oh-so-deserved guilt has started to worm its way into each and every one of you. Perhaps all of you do feel just as bad as I about what we've done. Though if you felt the oppressive guilt I feel, we would have manifested that weapon directly into our heart. I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right.
I don't need to do it right. I'm gonna do
March
it
over
me.
to that door and make your way down to the basement.
But there's no door.
As if something as flimsy
There's
as a
clearly
little
a door
would
behind
stop
it.
us on our sacred quest. Cross the room, find our way back to her, make things right. You're clearly hallucinating, but I'd rather not get into it with you right now. The door to the basement is on the far side of the room, whether you can see it or not.
Well, I suppose we
Make your way
persevere.
to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door. It's still so hazy. We should try and clean it off. Yes. Trying to touch it does seem to be the magic spell to get it out of our way.
Correct.
It's
Goodbye,
time
mirror.
for all of you to see what we've become.
We've
Reach
become
forward and place
nothing.
your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down. So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things. I see. We are too hideous for even a mirror to behold.
Yep.
We can only hope she might still see some good in us. No way left to go but down.
And to the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an antique staircase lit by weak torchlight. The air here is so stale it practically stands still, as if the very molecules
Oh, she
of
looks
space
sad.
have been
She's got the
fossilized,
knife in her.
trapped for eons until your arrival. Even the blaze of the torches can't penetrate the odorless air, as if they'd run out of fuel to burn ages ago, their light still flickering more out of habit than from adhering to a physical reality. A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadow. There she is again. My love. She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
I wonder if you can get this one from the Spectre too. It didn't seem like it. Sorry about last time. Are we
Do you
good?
think she's upset with us?
What was the first line? You received no response.
Of course she's livid, and with good reason.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? How could she have the knife in her when it was last used
You
on me?
aren't helping. Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't do anything.
I don't know, the nightmare paralyzes our organs by looking at us. She downstairs.
As you descend the final step,
Oh!
the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain.
But we unbound
The
her.
cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead. No. What foul trickery is this? How can this be? We just saw her alive and well.
Well, no, you didn't.
Floating away, transparent.
Yeah, so like of the
Whatever we
ghost.
saw was a ghost. I thought we were all on the same page. Do try to keep up. Thoughts are interrupted by the sound of a slamming door
Oh, well,
and a clicking lock.
don't forget you're
Turn
here
to see
forever.
The shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs.
Is she gonna
clutching
set us on
a
fire?
burning torch. So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead. She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade.
Yeah, but I don't think she's
sticking
gonna
out
use
of her
it.
chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even. Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying, or destroying, if we want to be a little more
Go a
death
lot
neutral,
louder.
seems off the table. We make amends.
And now they're back to normal
She
volume.
still holds us in her heart. She's bearing a torch for us and everything. But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like face.
You came back. I missed you.
You sure snapped back to your old self quick. Yes, seeing her dazzling countenance again has reignited the warmth in my heart. I have found it in me to forgive the sins this body has committed. We can have our perfect romance after all.
This is a bad place. We're supposed to be together, but it keeps making us hurt each other.
Yep,
The torch
there it
falls
goes.
from the princess's hand and bounces down the stairs.
It'll be so much better when it's gone.
The skeletal wood of the basement.
Time to
perfectly
burn
dry
to
after
death.
years
Time
of
to burn to
desiccation,
death.
catches fire. She's
And maybe
trying to kill us.
suffocate.
A misplaced escalation of her passions, but clearly she still cares for us. I say we burn with her.
I also say we burn with her. Are you mad at me? I'm sorry. Why'd you close the door?
Because I wanted to be with you. I don't want you to leave.
Oh,
Yeah, in a bad way.
See, everything's fine. He just wants to be with
Just
us.
has a unique way of expressing things.
You might say it's hot. Ba-da-ba.
The fire grows quickly, devouring the basement, dancing up the walls and painting every surface with strokes of flame. You're choked by smoke, and the air around you grows uncomfortably warm. We've never burned to death before. I wonder how it's going to feel. Bad! I bet it'll feel really, really bad! Yes, it will be terrible, so you'd better come up with something to do and fast. Your personal safety is far from the only thing she's threatening right now. I think a bit of fiery passion is good for the world. You're just trying to spoil her fun.
We should go hold her skeletal hand until we die.
I'm not spoiling anything. I'm trying to prevent oblivion.
Let me out. Are you trying to kill me? I'm going to burn. What's wrong with you? I don't want this. Please, I'm begging you. Are you mad at me for killing you? I'm sorry.
I'm not mad at you. You gave me so much to think about. And it's all going to be over soon. It's all going to be better.
She's holding a grudge. She wouldn't. She's perfect.
I don't think she's holding a grudge. Oblivion wasn't that bad of a game. Why prevent it? I've never played Oblivion. I've only played Skyrim.
The heat grows in intensity as the flames draw ever nearer. You can practically feel your skin sizzling already. If you're going to try and stop her from killing
I'm
you
not.
and destroying the whole world, you'd better do something, and you'd better do it now. I wonder if we look good right now. Fire makes a lot of things look good. I can only imagine how dazzling our eyes are in the dancing flames. Do you think she's noticed? I don't want to burn to death. We don't have to, right?
Well, but I don't want to beg. I'm going to burn.
It's okay. I'm going to burn too. And then we won't hurt anymore.
She's right about the last part. Burning doesn't hurt forever.
Unless it's like Corpse Party and you continue to burn for all of eternity. That probably sucks.
The flames lick at your form, stripping layers of you away, causing your skin to blister and pop and crisp.
Oh,
As you
yay!
burn, the princess glides to your side, her ghostly form blackening as she too succumbs. This is terrible. We're going to die.
Yeah, but we'll die
I'd
together.
savor this feeling if I were you. Soon enough, we won't have nerves. And we'll get to die with
This is probably the end
after
here.
what you made us do
I don't think we're
last
getting to a
time.
chapter 4 from
This
this.
is as sweet an end as we could hope for. She clutches you close to her chest, her eyes bright and her smile wide with manic affection, watching as the flames take you away. The pain
Oh.
is unbearable at first. Every inch of you screams as your flesh is stripped away, your muscles stiffening as they're cooked, your blood boiling in your veins. But it isn't long before the
Well,
flames take
then.
your nerves.
Maybe we
With
are
them,
going to get a chapter
your
4.
ability to feel much of anything. See? That wasn't so bad. It was so bad. Somehow, nothing's so much worse. You'll get used to it. There are still the feelings of the heart. Those never go away. Oh, they always do in the end. You just haven't experienced enough. Eventually you'll want them to stop too. You'll make them stop.
No.
Trust me. The princess's smile never fades. Her skin peels away, and then her
I thought she was a
muscle,
ghost. How did she have
till all
skin?
you can see is her charring skull, locked in an eternal grin. It's very romantic, really.
Burn at the hands of a
Not our happy
faded
ending
spirit.
after all. We can die happy.
Oh, she's crying. Oh, okay, that was the end of that. Well, that one was a lot. That was much better than her just hurting anime and going away. Despite your best efforts, you do not die. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
And there's that mirror again.
It's okay, just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
It feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You're at the cabin.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? Have you
As
changed?
a child, the same as an infant, I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
And this is all done. Do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed, but in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
You know that at the end of this, when I finished, I'm going to kill you, right?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
That was what we did last time, so we certainly won't do that. When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you. I don't know if that's true, but...
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is passion betrayed. But even in the end, her love never faded. She will make for a bright heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
How many more vessels do I don't need to ask them. And what if I don't want to bring you any more vessels? What if I just wait here forever?
Then we will remain here as we are now, barely finished, damp, cavernous.
You have no need to wait.
Gifts aren't what
Oops.
someone tells you. My joy is in seeing
I
what
didn't mean
you
to do that one.
choose.
I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
You're on a path in the woods.
Yep.
Don't mention it.
Yep.
The interior of
Yep. No blade.
the door to the
Yep. Hey, I think I'm here to slay you.
You must have the wrong address.
great job. You've given away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. You were joking
Maybe.
about coming to kill me,
I don't
right?
know.
Do you think you could get me out of these chains?
Hold on. Let's I'll see what I can do. Examine the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you.
Yep. I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe there's a key over there.
Okay.
Yep.
You make your way to the...
Okay. I want to see what happens if I slay her
Against you
here.
cut into her. The blade is sharp.
Because we can't do the damsel again.
How is...
Thank you.
No.
Okay, we can't warn her here, so we have to slay her here.
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart. But she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time? I
No.
don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
I don't know, probably help.
Is on you with the same animal.
Ah, okay,
ferocity
here we go. This is the
tear
beast.
through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and skin.
I mean, she bit through her own arm, so it shouldn't be that
To
surprising.
the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry.
But it's over. It's all Jova now.
Everything goes dark,
And
and
you
you
die.
die.
Oh, we got the witch. Never mind.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will
It would be the end of the world. She's gonna kill me again.
Again?
People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
Apparently I'm neither of those.
Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue.
Slip of the tongue.
I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Let's assume tell the truth. All this already happened.
Different questions, but let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We were just weighing our options in a morally ambiguous situation. You can't blame us for weighing our options. I can if you failed to slay the princess, which you apparently did. So great. Congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right.
Congratulations.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We were killed by the princess and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Yes.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
Doesn't matter, I'm here now.
The people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? That's a very good point. This princess character seems like a lot of trouble, and if you think about it, actually slaying her probably breaks us out of this cycle, right? We don't want to be stuck here forever.
I don't know about that.
You're laying it on a little thick, aren't you? Laying it on a little thick? What are you talking about? I'm sharing my honest opinions. What matters is that almost everyone seems to be on the same page. So whenever you're ready, you can stop dawdling, get to the cabin, and save the world.
Let us go to the... Let's talk about this princess. She killed me last time. She killed me by ripping me to pieces. Don't get it wrong, I hated it, but how can someone like that in the world?
Just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
Who locked her in the basement?
People
She is this
locked
place.
her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path.
Alright, that's all. Proceed to the cabin!
A warning before you go any further. She will Don't worry, I think we've taken that lesson to heart at this point.
The cabin! There's definitely a mirror.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
I'll take the blade.
Take the blade from the shelf. It would be, well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it. That's not actually a bad idea.
Oh, cabin is different than last
Very
time.
Different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and
But
you
I
certainly
was.
haven't been killed by the princess.
She bit me.
So
bit me to
focus up.
pieces.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
You say that no matter how nice it is.
Skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs.
Damn, Soleil.
Calm down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
See? She knows us. Is this enough for you to believe what we've been saying? Maybe, but you shouldn't let that cloud your judgment. She's just a princess. As long as you remember that and remain focused, slaying her will be easy. She seems friendly enough.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe enough.
Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
No.
Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
Yeah.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss.
You're the boss.
Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
She's acting like she already knows you. I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out?
Sharp as the
Call it
knife.
deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it.
Oh, don't be sarcasm.
So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. You fought us on it back in the woods. That was when the only perspectives we had were yours and mine.
Yeah, now there's another
I'm
one.
just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this
Well, your
seriously
world
and
ain't gonna
see
last
it.
too long.
Let's chatter up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to
I want her to get
You're
more
just going
witchy.
to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Sorry about last time. Look, I made a mistake. We all make mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made mistakes.
Smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
The only mistake I ever made was thinking you would help me. And I'm not going to make the same mistake twice.
Well, that leaves us at a stalemate.
But unfortunately, I need you if I'm ever going to leave this place.
Don't worry. The blade isn't for you, or for killing you. Or not for killing you, we've gotta get you out somehow, right?
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains
Oh!
fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
What is a nagging feeling you're gonna stab me in the back if I let you out of here?
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to
What?
them?
Hey, it wasn't me. The narrator was controlling me.
But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event. She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do. You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world, remember? Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the back. I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back.
It's probably gonna
Not
claws in the
She
front.
could very well symbolically do the same thing. See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
I don't want to hurt you, but there's clearly some broken trust here. Take this as a gesture of my goodwill.
You can't be serious. Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. The blade is one of our most valuable assets. We can't just give it to her. What if she uses it to kill us? I vote.
Well, if she kills us with it, we'll probably get
As
a
do
get a
I.
new chapter.
I
Abstain? You abstain? She's going to kill us if we give it to her.
This isn't a democracy. We're giving her the blade.
You're going to get everyone killed. You know that, right? But of course you do.
Really interesting reading all the dialogue, having the info. Yeah, knowing what the actual truth is makes the context of what the narrator is saying really interesting. Because he's not lying to us, actually, at any point. He's just wrong. Because I still stand by our choice at the end of last stream, but we're going to do the opposite here.
You toss the blade at the princess's feet. She eyes it with suspicion before kneeling down to pick it up.
Ha! The handle was poisoned!
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you?
Funny.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
What do you think happens now?
Now we kiss. It's up to you. It's why I gave you the blade. I chose last time and I regret it. So now it's your turn to choose. I like that, actually. Wait till your beautiful option.
This is another trick. You're trying to sow doubt, but it's not going to work on me.
Oi.
And then
Bye-bye.
she buries the blade in your heart. What? No, come on, that's not right. I told you this is what she was going to do. Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
That's okay, we'll get a chapter 3 from this.
I did it. I got you. You...
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly, replaced with concern. Her nervous eyes brim with tears.
Why? Why did you let me do this?
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time. Everything goes dark.
I think my title might have been a lie. The Thorn.
You're on a path in the woods.
She stabbed us. She actually stabbed
The
us.
cheated is here.
But the whole point was that she wasn't supposed to do that. The whole point of giving her the blade was to break the cycle of violence, and she just killed
Well,
us.
it's okay. We're 1 for 1. Now she won't kill us this
I guess
time.
it really doesn't matter if she killed us, though, right? We're back here, which means that everything's fine, or fine adjacent. Maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time.
Yeah.
We've already proven to her that we can change. Maybe that's all it'll take to show her that there's another way to do things. You know, maybe you're right. In which case, I suppose the only thing to do is to get back to the cabin and give it another try. Give what another try, exactly? You are aware I've been listening.
Yeah, we don't really care about you anymore, narrator.
Like that changes anything. We all know the game is rigged. It doesn't even matter if she's nice this time. I'm sure he'll find a way to turn us against each other.
Great. So you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once.
Twice.
Sure.
Damn.
Twice. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned. You already know about the princess, and clearly you already know that she's dangerous. So don't muck this up. It's bad enough that this isn't your first time through.
We're going to, we're even now. I'm sure that she understands that, but we can see what she has to say for herself and get to the cabin.
Good. Playing both sides. That's what smart people do, and you're the smartest in the room. I'm not sure it counts as playing both sides if people can hear you doing it. Buddy, you're thinking in far too few dimensions. There's layers to doing this right, and I'm pretty sure the one making the choices gets that. Trust in
I got it.
plan.
I got you, opportunist.
Trust in what plan? The decider's plan.
Me,
Sure, we
my
don't know
plan.
what the plan is yet, but that's part of the whole trusting thing, isn't it? A good leader knows how and when to keep things secret, and sometimes a good leader even knows to
Oh,
keep things
see,
secret
they know what they're
from
talking
himself.
about.
Sure, we'll see what she has to say for herself, but don't forget that whatever she says is likely just as much lies as what he's been telling us. We should keep our cards close to our chest.
If I were you, I'd remember what she's done. You know how dangerous she is. And you should know that someone like her shouldn't be let loose upon the world.
This place is different. Seem to be taking the whole looping thing in stride.
What do you want me to say? It's bad that you've been here before. It's bad for you, it's bad for me, and it's especially bad for the world. The more times you run through this, the more likely it is that you'll fail. You've already failed twice. So you knew this could happen? Theoretically, sure, I knew this could happen, but I was supposed to be the first. I'd really rather not get into it.
But if you were supposed to be the first, why aren't you? Why are you the third,
Right.
technically like
Not
eighth?
even he really seems
And
to
even
get
then,
what's
technically
going
like
on.
even more.
If the guy who goes around acting like he knows all the rules doesn't even know how this works, what's the point in listening? Then we can all move on and forget what I said about failure. It's important that you believe in yourself, and the fact you're here probably means that you still have a chance to pull this off and save the world. My world, at least. It sounds like you've probably doomed a couple of others already.
Just like 1 or 2 or 12.
I need to stop talking. Think happy thoughts.
Please, danger, changing, gotta go to the cabin.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where everyone stands at this point. I don't know if I'd say everyone. You talking about me? I have a position. It's a good one, too.
I just won't tell you.
Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position is the only one that matters.
Actually, my
You
position
know
is the
what
only
you
one
have
that
to do.
matters. Into the cabin!
The interior of the cabin is
Oh.
hardly an interior at all anymore. The burned-out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here. Charred
It looked
wood still
pretty good
reeking
from
of
the
ash.
outside, though.
But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old. The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table, a pristine... Wait, this isn't right? There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Because we've gone beyond the need for knives. Also, she
We
probably
gave it
has
to her
it.
last time. She can't still have it, can she? Well, it's not here. And if she has it, let me guess, you want to get all chummy with her. Look, as far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon. It's just the smart thing to do.
He's not wrong.
wouldn't be
He's
so
not
hasty.
wrong.
I'm sure the blade will turn up somewhere. She
I'm
can't
also
have
sure
it.
it will.
That's not how this is supposed to work.
He had it last time.
Of course we don't get to make a
He's
choice.
had it a few times.
Every single time we come back here, something has to be different.
Jail, Rika. Okay. Oh. There. Rika's in prison now. Now slay her. I would never slay Rika. I will let her rot in prison, though. How do you get down there? The only thing here
You're
is the
right,
mirror.
The mirror is back. There isn't anywhere for us to go.
There we go. Rika 0101.
But there isn't a mirror. I still don't get his angle here.
Seems like whatever we do, he's always going to say it isn't there. He's either a liar or he doesn't hold all the cards. But I think we already knew it had to be one of those.
So, is the door to the basement behind the mirror? I promise you there isn't a mirror, and there isn't a door to the basement. The entrance is more of a burned-out frame than anything else, and it's right there on
that
the
is
far
pretty
side
true.
of the room. Do you really not see it?
I do see it. Behind the mirror.
You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent.
It went away when we touched it last time. Not that this place always follows the same rules.
Wipe the
You
mirror
reach forward
clean.
and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement. You really thought there was a mirror there, didn't you? That can't be good. As if things weren't unpredictable enough. Figures.
Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it?
Yes, that's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us.
Into
Step
the
through
basement.
the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below. The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you. Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease. At least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved.
I'd say this feels like a trap, but you practically said as much. Yet you still want us to keep going.
He wants us to slay the
There may be
princess.
thorns. I'd say getting a few scratches in exchange for the lives of everyone in existence is a fair trade. I'm sure you'll manage. Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the stairs.
I can't get away from you, can I? You betray me, I kill you, and you come back. You let me kill you, and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
I want to figure out a way out of here for good. I don't know what I want. I never really choose to come here.
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave. So, come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
You
Proceed
continue
down the
basement
stairs.
brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles, the space thick with hostile vegetation. At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess, her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
Yeah, I'm here to laugh. What did you think would happen after you killed me? It's the thing I wouldn't hold it against you. I'm not here to laugh. I'm here to free you. I can cut you free, but you'll have to give me the blade. I like this one.
I want to trust you.
Her grip tightens on the blade.
But you're hiding something, aren't you? Why would you help me if you weren't helping yourself?
You're not the only one who yearns for freedom. I'm as trapped as you are. I think we need to leave together. I like that. I like this one a lot, actually.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
And I've also hurt you.
There's nothing I can say to change your mind. You're in a prison of your own making. I broke our cycle of violence. If you still want to wallow in it, No, I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to leave. Is there nothing I can say to change your mind?
I don't know. What can either of us really say at this point? How can we trust something as hollow as words?
She's right. There's nothing left to say. So let's get a move on and do something before she comes up with a scheme to get out of here on her own.
Careful with that one. He's not the smooth negotiator he thinks he is. It does feel like we're stuck until we do something. If there's even anything to do besides make things worse.
We're not making things worse. I think she wants to trust us.
Maybe it's past time for either of us to say anything. All that counts is action.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort. But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon. You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms.
I'll be damned. She really gave it to us.
It feels like it's been so long since we've held real power in our hands. I wonder what we should do with it.
We free her, obviously. It's the right thing to do. I think you're right. She's as much a victim in all of this as
I
we've
really
been.
want to know what happens when they
Besides,
kill her.
it would really stick it to him to free her.
It'd be chapter 4 probably, but I am gonna let her
Me
free.
out. We slay her. Right here, right now. She's never been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that, we may never get another chance.
That sounds like a splendid idea. You should listen to him.
We've all said our piece. Now it's time to make our move. It's 2 against 1.
It's 2 against 2.
You don't count. And why shouldn't he count? Because he's clearly not one of us.
An evil!
That doesn't matter.
Or something.
He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
Yes. Oops. save here for later. Cut her free. I don't want my blade back here. Oh my god.
Yes, what a good idea. Let's cut her free. Oh, so you're suddenly team free her. You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision.
Sure you
I can
can.
do whatever I want, and I believe with my whole heart that this is the right course of action. Let's free this princess. Even if he'll stick a knife in our back as soon as he has the opportunity, it's still better to have him nominally on our side. At least that gets him to shut up for a while. See? We're all friends here, united in our actions and intentions. Yeah, united. But the other one has a point. If it keeps you quiet, sure, we're all friends. You take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she flinches, relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm. And she flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. You're not going to do that, are you?
But what if I did?
Still, all it would take is a single slip of the blade.
That'd be
Is that
fucked up.
really all you've got, threatening us with an accidental misstep? I expected more from you. Our blade didn't even waver when he said that. Yeah, you're right, he's a bit of a nobody, isn't he? Good thing I've been on your side of all this since the beginning. The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down her cheeks. I can't believe
What about the
you're making me
ones,
describe
like,
this.
around
I
her?
hate you.
Shouldn't we get rid of some of
actually meant
those?
it. You rescued me.
Of course I did.
She smiles, her hand slipping into yours, and the two of you rush to the basement stairs. Shameful, really, that the same force that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now blocking your only way out. You're getting desperate, aren't you?
But I have
Even
the
more
knife.
proof that you can't actually do anything to stop us. We cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes. I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting. We can just move them out of the way. What a pathetic showing, really.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here.
Is that a
We're
monkey?
both meant for so much more than this.
I feel like that's a monkey. Yeah, Rika's in prison. She committed crimes. It's okay. Let's cut through
As
the
you swing
thorns.
your blade into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield. Both
Don't
you
worry,
and the
she
princess
knows
ascend
what
the
she did.
stairs without obstacle. This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me?
No, I'm sure it'll
What
be
did the
fine.
world ever do to you to deserve this?
Kept me here.
It feels so good to hear you say that you're admitting you've lost.
Ignore the
Best of
TikTok.
you at your own game at last. I don't care what happens now. That's all I've wanted. You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance. We've already made our decision.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other.
Another hour until
wasn't
like
easy,
resets.
I'm glad we finally could.
Step into your freedom.
Hands clasped, the two of you open the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Don't worry, I'm gonna make you play this at some point.
You ignoble murderers.
Game is very good. I'm going to wait a minute to make sure that Logan is gone. Don't worry, Logan. We'll play your game before I make you play this one. I've at least like fallen into. I've accepted that. But get out of here before the spoiler stuff happens. Yes, of course you're trapped in the archives. It's my home. It's my land. God, Slay the Princess is great, though. I'm gonna actually just take a minute to praise Slay the Princess once more while I make sure Logan is gone. Genuinely, there has not been a game with more, active, effective choice I think I've ever played than this. Every variable ending is insanely cool. The art and the voice direction and acting is incredible. Every pathing is fairly to extremely different. This game's fantastic. It's more than I wanted it to be.
What do we do now?
Now you get pulled into the collective.
Where's everything going? Why is it so cold?
Yoink! You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
I've done too much love this time. I need to do pure violence in the
Why
others.
is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. You better watch your back. You can't get rid of me that easy.
So you're the real puppet master here? Can't believe I tried to help you.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
Doesn't matter how many times I go back. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me.
It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are guided by compassion.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one yearns for connection she feels she doesn't deserve. Even when shown compassion, she hid herself away. She will make for a cautious heart. Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
Still planning to kill you when we're done with this.
If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. But know that I do not wish you harm, even if you attempt to destroy me.
You know what happens when we leave the worlds behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Have you figured out what you'll want when we're finished?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
How many metals?
We will know when we near our destination.
The answer is 2. I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin, and you're here to slay her. If you don't...
Yep.
Don't mention it. It's all...
Yep. Alright, I want the beast next, if I can get it. Let's save here.
The interior of the cabin is all...
I want to see what else there is for the no blade.
Door to the
I don't fully remember.
Wait, really? You're... Okay.
I have to talk to her. Here's the one I want. I'm sorry, but I can't trust you. This doesn't add up, and it isn't worth the risk to take your word over the potential fate of the world. Retrieve the blade.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade.
I think this does go to the beast.
So, what? You're going to try and kill me?
Maybe.
But you'd better hope that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
So you'll regret this, I promise you. Go ahead, run along, get you whatever you're planning to get.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but hurry.
Right, so the difference between this and the
blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation.
The nightmare is you stay up here.
If we're
for the
sure
nightmare.
about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet.
Too quiet.
Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen. Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
I don't know. I think it's about the same. I think we got off on the wrong foot. I think we gotta start over. You lost an... Oh, no, that'll lead to the nightmare.
Oh, you coward!
No, I don't think we can. Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
Let's
Your eyes
finish
dart
this.
The corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she?
Off the roof of the steel
You
chair!
close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Wow, come on out, let's get this over
I
with.
can wait. I'm very patient.
Wait.
You do your best to patiently wait her out, but eventually,
Uh-oh.
exhaustion starts to set in.
That... I thought I saw something up here.
Wake up. We can't fall asleep down here.
Keep
Wait for as
waiting.
long as you can, pushing yourself to stay awake and stay vigilant. But you can't outwait someone who's been waiting for as long as she remembers. You barely even realize that you've started to drift off.
Uh-oh, well, there we go.
Sleep. The princess is upon you, ripping into your flesh, unnaturally sharp teeth and claws severing arteries and digging into organs. There's nothing to be done. You're already half gone. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark.
And you
and
die. The beast.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it
It will be the end of the world. Terrible sense of deja vu.
Terrible sense of deja vu. If he doesn't remember what happened, then something else must have trapped us here. You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, though the only sensible thing for you to do right now is march up to that cabin and slay the princess.
There's more than just deja vu. I'm pretty sure this whole thing literally just happened.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Let's
say for if you're back here, we did our best, and yet you still. And I believe you. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any. Yes, if it's the lab. Do you think the people?
Where's the hunted? There we go.
Keep our wits about us. Should we even return to the cabin? We could find a safe little hole somewhere instead. You have to go to the cabin. If you don't slay the princess, she's go.
All right, to the cabin. We're going to kill. The hunted will become the hunter.
She will lie. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature?
I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered.
She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to.
True.
We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell.
That's a very roundabout way of
Why
saying
smell?
Listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
Proceeding to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is ruined. The blade.
Hey, the mirror?
Because there's
definitely a mirror.
There isn't. What a strange.
Why would you lie about that? Approach the mirror.
You walk up this ring.
Wipe clean.
But it was there, and now it's gone.
Take the blade.
You take the.
Into the basement. Alright, this basement's
cool. The basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
Now smell this, farts on her.
She sounds almost feral.
Dab.
Impatient. Or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere.
I think she's right here. She sure was.
You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess.
I don't know that she is anymore.
Not just a princess. You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
I think it will. I think I can stab you.
And pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move now.
Where? Don't you hear the clinking? She's in chains. Oh, we're not fine. You're about to attack me, aren't you? I can see right through you. Move.
Oh! Picking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air, disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess. In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her.
Damn.
Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows.
Like a weasel fairy.
You still feel her gaze on you.
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers. A pair of shining eyes.
We're here to kill this time.
The basement stairs.
So she's cut off our escape. Shit. What do we do?
What do you want? We don't have to kill each other. Nope. Stop hiding and show yourself. I was sent to kill you because you're a threat to the world. I'm starting to believe it's true.
For love of you. You've given up the game. Great. All that will do is hasten her victory.
Yeah?
So many useless thoughts run through your head. Thinking. You'll never hurt me if you keep thinking.
You're deflecting.
And you bear your weakness to the world.
She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else. We're on the back foot. The back foot keeps us nimble, keeps us alive.
It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need to do something.
I could play dead. I know that will lead to an ending because I've seen the achievement on it. Wait for her to strike and hit her back.
This isn't going to work. We're in her domain. We just have to stay alive.
If we keep dodging her forever, we're going to get tired. We're going to slip up. We have to take a risk. As the princess lunges from the shadows, once more, tighten her blade and lash out.
Damn!
It strikes, cutting deep, and the princess loses her focus, crying out in pained surprise as she crashes into you. You're sent sprawling, and can already feel the massive bruise blossoming on your ribs as she scrambles back into the darkness. Ha! Look at that! We wounded her, and she wounded us. Bad trade.
That hurt. Are you just the cornered animal you seem to be? Or could you be a rival?
She rears back, then leaps at you.
Oh, well, okay.
More ferocious, more serious.
Are we getting some good hits in?
The scuffle is brief, and though you inflict a few deep wounds, you find yourself quickly overwhelmed.
I mean, yeah, I guess we got a few good hits in.
You collapse to the floor, and she wastes no time before pouncing on you in a flurry of claws and blood, your nerves barely able to keep up with the onslaught. By the end, you're lying in a nest of your own intestines.
Oh no! In all the commotion, Rika has escaped!
Rapidly draining out onto the jungle floor. The princess, drenched in both her blood and yours.
She got away! She has escaped us and the princess!
No, that's it then. Cornered animal it was.
What if I stab her like right now?
Better next time. I still need to devour you. And it doesn't count if you're dead.
We're not dead, But you don't have time to protest her premature observation of your death, because everything goes dark.
And you die. So we're gonna get the stubborn this time, yeah?
You're on a path in the wood.
Yeah!
We are. And this time we're not gonna run until we die. We're taking her head on and we're winning.
You felt her. She didn't have a soft underbelly. She didn't have blind spots. What could we have done that would have saved us from her hunger?
When someone tries to make you dead, you have to hit them back. You have to show them your authority. There's nothing worse than a bully that thinks they own you.
Great. So you've been here before. That doesn't bode well. You're not supposed to have been here before. This is supposed to be one and done.
Oh, shut up. It bodes fine. You're the reason we're stuck in this shit situation. Now I have to do the hard work of dragging us out.
And how do you intend to do that?
We're going to fight her, and we're going to
win. We're gonna win, baba-da-boom!
She slinks around in the shadows.
Well, no complaints here. Now hold on. We're not just gonna let the fact that he knows things about this whole Lupin situation go, are we?
He's not important. He can have his secrets for all I care. She's killed us twice now, and that's enough of a reason for us to want her dead.
Okay, what's the plan?
Like I said, we're going to fight her.
But we're so small.
We don't actually know how big she is. We just know she wants us to think she's big.
Maybe she's really tiny. Maybe it's like forced perspective. She's actually just really far away.
One good wallop. That's all we need to put her on the defensive.
I want answers. What is going on here? What do you know that you're not telling me?
I've told you as much as... If anything, I've told you too much. Like that grumbling voice said just a moment ago, you've already died by her hands twice. You shouldn't need much else in the way of motivation.
The past is different.
Ground is ground. It doesn't matter what shape it takes. We'll adapt. If it looks different, that's because the situation has started to spiral out of everyone's control. So please, disavow yourself of the notion that you can just come back here and fix this place if you manage to make a mess before that line of thinking leaves you yet another world in ruin. Though, as evidenced by you dying twice, it's safe to assume the fates of the worlds you've left behind don't concern you very much. Consider this your last
I mean, they concern me. Actually, no, they don't, because I've never seen anybody else.
We don't need your pep talk. I'll make sure we pull this off.
No matter what happens next, seems we need to go to the cabin.
You make your way down to the cabin. Your fated confrontation awaits. You know what to do.
We've already been over the plan. I'm not sure that use violence counts as a plan.
I bet it should, though.
It's a better plan than you had last time.
I don't like this, but I'll try to keep us breathing.
Into the cabin.
The interior is dark and
The blade!
Vines and brush obscure so much of the place that, had you not seen the exterior, you might not have noticed this was a cabin at all. The only furniture of note, if you could call it that, is a knotted stump, a pristine blade embedded in its exposed rings. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right.
Take it. We're not fighting a monster without a blade. Even if it's not a very big one. Great. That mirror's back. And it's where the door is supposed to be.
What are you talking about? There is no mirror. It's just the stump and a narrow tunnel that leads to the basement. He isn't tricking us. Can you feel the wind? It's telling us there's a hole in that wall. Our eyes deceive us.
No, but the mirror is there. I like that the mirror doesn't move when everything else does. Like, everything else is, like, moving and they're swaying in the wind, and the mirror just stays. Oh, so does the blade, actually.
If that mirror's blocking our way, just smash it and be done with it.
Take the blade.
Take the steel claw. You pull the blade from the stump, gripping it tight. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Good. One step closer to ending this.
Approach the mirror.
You step forward, approaching the small hole that leads to the basement, hesitating before you enter the princess's lair.
You heard him. Stop hesitating and smash that antique.
That mirror isn't part of this place. It's seeped through from somewhere else. It, if there even is an it, is a hallucination. Like you said, you've been here twice before. Your mind was bound to start playing tricks on you eventually. It went away after we reached out to it last time. Might as well try wiping it clean again. What's the harm?
Oh, Dom. Wipe the mirror
Reach forward
clean.
and wave your hand over the open hole leading to the basement.
It sure is just a big hole.
See? Nothing. Tricks of the eye. No one sense can be trusted on its own. You step forward into the darkness. If there were once stairs leading into the basement, there is nothing left to attest
This is
to their
very
existence now.
reminiscent of
There is
the
only a
nightmare.
long tunnel of packed
When she
earth,
came out of
growing
the
more narrow as you
the
descend.
hole.
It smells of mold and decay. The damp walls leave streaks of dirt along your body as you're forced to hunch, then finally squat down on all fours in order to continue. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. As you crawl forward on hands and knees, you're met only with the sounds of ambient earth. No voice slinks confidently up the stairs. No entity threatens violence or pleads for safety. Stay quiet. Don't give her a sound.
We have unfinished business.
The princess leaves your remark unanswered. See? She knows. We have to be like her. Focused, present, patient.
We're past the point of words anyway. This is a conversation that can only be had with hard steel and sharp teeth.
You put the voices to the back of your mind and proceed down the stairs. The basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole. There is no light here, save for what little starlight has managed to filter down the tunnel. And though you can't see the vastness of the space, you can feel it. You're exposed.
It doesn't matter if we can't see down here. We know where she is.
Do we? Step into the shadows, ready to fight. Ready to lure her out.
You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest, ears pricked, eyes wide despite the inky blackness, waiting for any sign of movement.
And what? You're gonna turn around the second she runs for us? You'll get us killed, you pathetic fool.
There, she's about to strike. With the near silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the shadows. But you've already started
Oh, I
your
didn't.
swift escape.
That's not what I wanted.
Stop it!
Oop.
Fight!
The conflict in your heart, though usually of little consequence, slows you down just enough.
I wanted to
You don't
fight.
make it into the
Oh
tunnel
well.
before you feel her hot breath at your back, rushing up your spine and closing in on your neck as her teeth press into your skin. Death again.
Well, it looks like we're on to chapter 4 at least. Oh, I guess not. When did I last save? Ugh. Oh well. But death doesn't come. It's no. You know what? No, we're going back. So here.
The interior of the cabin is all.
We went without the blade.
The door to the basement creaks open.
I'm
Wait,
gonna
really?
kill you.
Okay.
Talk. Go
Thank
retrieve
you.
blade.
Oh, you coward! Your eyes dart. You close the door behind you.
Do you
You do your best.
Uh,
You step into the shadows. The ferocity overwhelms. This is the end. I'm afraid you shouldn't have let that. Everything goes dark. And you're on a path.
Proceed to cabin.
Oh,
Proceed to cabin.
the interior of the cabin is ruined.
Approach the mirror. Wipe clean.
And now it's gone.
Give me the blade. The basement.
The door to the basement.
Okay, move.
You lunge to the side. In an instant, she's pounced.
Send killing to the earth of the world. I'm sorry, I believe that's true. You're deflecting. Survive. I'll wait for her to strike and hit her back.
We're in her.
Me too.
You make your way down to the. We've already been. The interior. Yes,
Take blade.
you pull the blade.
Approach mirror.
You step.
Wipe
reach
mirror.
forward and wait.
We've unfinished
Princess
business.
leaves your mark.
Alright, ready to
You
fight.
step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. There, she's about to strike. With the near
Ooh.
silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the shadows. Quickly out, swinging your blade, its tip intercepting her before she can draw first blood. She recoils.
I would have
stunned
kept
for a
going
brief
if we'd
moment.
at least seen this.
See, I told you. We needed to assert our might. We needed to prove to her that she can bleed too. She'll doubt her every move now. But you don't have long before she lunges again, re-engaging with even more ferocity than before. But that voice in your head wasn't wrong. Within that ferocity, there is also hesitation.
Not much,
but enough.
but enough.
Not a word is spoken between you and the princess as you exchange blows in the dark. The glint of bloody claws and fangs, the flash of wet steel. In the pit, all of your senses are heightened, each injury stinging like a chorus of insects, each small shift in your favor a major victory that swells your heart.
Successfully take the fight to a creature in its den.
And
I won. But he doesn't respond. Eyes glance at you from the untextured threads of a world unraveled. Am I free? They ask. Yes, in a way. But you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
she's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Portia Scab's the end for you, but it's not
What
for
is that
me.
supposed to mean? Death. Real death. Screw that. This can't be the end. It just can't.
To the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. You've unraveled. So did she. You find yourself in the long quiet once again.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see
I like
what
the
it means
hand,
for
like,
us to know it.
holding her tail, too. Do you think there are people out there?
It doesn't matter if there are. People are too small for us. You and I are the only things that interest me.
Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
You have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is consumed by instinct. A predator pushing those around her to adapt. She will make for a bold heart. She wishes me to devour you, to make you a part of myself. But she is only a voice. Do not mourn her, for she is part of something greater.
You know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
He does, but I don't know why. I know this for a fact. And when I find him, I have our answers.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you? One.
Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
This is the last stage, then I'm not going back? No, I'm not gonna. I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Everything goes dark, and you die. The hero and the princess.
You're on a path.
One final time. To la revolution!
You make your way.
Alright, we're gonna do a knifey one this time.
The interior of the cabin is all.
I am going. In fact. Huh. But the nightmare is still down there.
You take the blade from the table.
It's interesting that they're not letting me.
Difficult to slay the princess.
I guess because the beast goes in a direction that is close to the nightmare. Maybe that's why they locked me out of it.
The door to the basement.
I'm ready to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
That would probably lead to the adversary. Yeah, it was a joke. It wasn't a joke.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could.
She makes a compelling point. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
I know you can get the beast here too, so I wonder if anything's locked out.
Your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
I feel like dropping the blade is gonna be not what I want to do, but I don't want to go to slay the princess. I'm not dropping the
Then
blade.
I'm not talking to you.
Squint at the
You
princess.
stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
Squint even harder.
Squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't
Yes, I
keep
can.
Squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
And it'll be her. I guess let's drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands.
'Cause,
Thank you. Maybe now we can just...
I don't know, I
talk.
feel like Slay is either going to get a Spectre or Razor again.
Against your better judgment, we'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
Lie. No.
You're lying.
Maybe.
How does she know that?
Don't think that just because I'm the one in chains, it means you have a right to interrogate me.
I don't know, I think I can interrogate you. How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Note the lack of detail.
Alright, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
If I think this is what'll get Tower. If it gets Nightmare, we'll just do a different Nightmare.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
No, I made my choice. I'm locking her in the basement.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a
She
chance
wins.
we'll have to take. We can make
He's
this
gonna
work.
win.
If we
She
just
always
stay
wins.
here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
Probably.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here,
Yeah, I feel like this is a
there
Nightmare.
will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
I'm afraid I'd already committed to not slaying her. See what happens if I do that one.
It's never too late to do the right thing. Now hurry.
No, this would lead to
Charge the
adversary,
prince.
yeah.
You'll be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your... You close the basement, okay. You settle in against... It isn't long before you start to drift.
I know you're still
Yeah.
there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's
Maybe
not
we
like
just let her
the door will
out.
hold for very long anyways. But it's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like...
Yeah, no,
something out of
that
a
is
nightmare.
Nightmare.
As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here,
There you
I'm
go,
going to
Tower.
pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
Threaten me all you want, other than ease my guilty conscience. All of that was an act. You're not innocent or harmless.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall.
Let's see. Fury's not in anymore. Damsel, good ending. Find the winch. Tower. Should have killed you, that wasn't a joke. Talked him up. Oh, okay. This one still?
The interior of the blade.
The playing her at one of the states I was at does actually get you to the tower.
The door to the basement.
I was a little too hesitant on it being one that would lead to.
Are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Yeah, it wasn't a joke.
I know.
Tighten grip. Tighten grip, then drop the blade.
You ignore the trembling in your hand. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor.
Talked enough.
Oh.
And now, slay the princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts.
Maybe that other one would have
led
led to it.
Through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic.
Yeah, we didn't
blow.
actually fight here, so that wouldn't be the adversary.
Feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw
Big
has been
lady,
fractured.
big lady,
Holy
big
shit, that
lady.
hurt. Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing.
Oh no, we are
Slashes
fighting.
through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Give up, maybe?
You
Give up, yeah, give up instead of fighting. Okay.
As internal bleeding sets in, the blade falls from your trembling hands, clattering to the ground uselessly. You lacked the will to finish the job, your bruised and broken body falling to its knees before her. The princess, exhausted, chest heaving with heavy breaths, tosses the blade away from you. This is the end, isn't it?
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She plants her foot on your chest and pushes you onto your back, the air leaving your lungs in a heavy puff.
Hup, hup.
And then she brings her knee to your throat. She leans into it with the
What?
kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess, shattering your windpipe and leaving you starved for breath.
It's too bad. I was looking forward to some company.
Oh well.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
The tower.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here
Okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her.
It's okay.
What? She will lie. We might as... Can we tone down the pessimism? I'm not being a pessimist.
I'm
Just
being
being
realistic.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't... I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be.
To the cabin.
If that's what you want. I guess I don't have a say here.
Pessimism gets you
The
nowhere,
interior of
Mr.
the cabin is
Broken.
larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small?
Because big lady.
We don't feel small. We are small.
Alright, so let's get the blade.
You take the blade from the altar.
You didn't say anything
That's
about the mirror.
There isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
There's definitely a mirror.
There isn't. Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway.
No,
And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse. For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future. Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal. Probably. Do you not know what we look like? He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
Well, we are funky looking. I care about whether I'm being lied to. There's a
As do
mirror.
I. And yeah, there is.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the bed. This really isn't
Wipe mirror clean. Oh no,
Reach
there's no
forward,
mirror.
Rub your... We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
We are pretty freaky. Into the basement we go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago, you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The
Big
princess towers,
lady!
almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
I will not drop it.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor. But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us?
Yeah,
We
well.
have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade.
You know, some things are just they have to happen.
Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us.
I must oppose
I
her.
don't understand what it feels like to be
I
in her
do
presence.
understand I'm here, but I will
I
oppose
understand
her.
what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
I don't wanna.
The last time we met,
You tried to kill me, and here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed.
Your mom catastrophically failed.
What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death?
I'm here to oppose you.
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her
I think
any
she
ideas.
knows. You're supposed to end now.
Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters.
I'm the better.
Up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants.
No objections here. Don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but...
What do you mean? She's gonna make us kill ourselves with it.
As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Ah, I see. I have no options.
You
Pick up
reach
the
forward
blade.
and grasp the blade.
I really love in
Stand.
visual novels when you have choices, but you can't pick them.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance.
A little narcissistic, aren't we?
Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What? You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
End this.
We'll end this all right. Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Slay the princess.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry. Don't. As you take another step
Ow!
forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing.
Well, she didn't tell me to
flesh
stop
and
walking.
veins. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility.
I guess we stopped walking.
Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those are just words. You don't
Big
have to
lady.
listen to her. It's what she wants. You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. The blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore.
Yay!
Despite
We
the
love a
pain,
growing
you
pile
manage
of
to
blood and
keep yourself
gore.
in one piece, at least for now.
What a pitiful.
What do you mean
display.
in one piece? You literally said we're cutting pieces off.
Bird, thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
Slay the princess!
You can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement. You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand. My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just...
She literally told us to kill ourselves, bruh. In-game.
Stop.
As you finish crossing
Hi,
the
big
room,
lady.
you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face
Now
lowers
stab
to
her.
yours.
Stab her in the finger.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death. There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Well, that's the meaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it. I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane.
We must pray,
She's
give
within
praise to
striking
her as we
distance,
do
and she's
the
only
devil
negotiating
Lethion.
now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
I'm gonna slay the princess, though.
No!
Yes, though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you.
Yeah, get her legs!
Decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance. She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart.
I've played many JRPGs. Slaying a god was the easiest it's ever been. You fool to decry yourself as such.
As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh. We can do this, can't we? You always could.
That said,
the decision to give you this task was not made lightly.
Usually they have a second
You're
form.
here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
Shut up.
I can't believe you would actually strike me.
Ooh, the godly echo was gone.
You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can strike the
Ow!
final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling
Ow!
pop as your spine breaks. Numbness and pain.
I'm glad I don't have one of those.
As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain.
It's okay, she's
unable
gonna
to
die.
even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
I've won is what I've done.
Cruel to you.
Oops.
You should feel liberated by her.
What did I skip? You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
Are we gonna get the stubborn or the smitten?
Aside from
Here.
the pain, I feel fine.
Probably the
She collapses
stubborn.
to the floor. Her glassy eyes watch.
God
unblinking,
killer,
yet
slay
somehow
your
still
better.
Full of anguish and fear as the two of you perish together.
I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we?
Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something. I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The fear. Okay, this the Fury was the
You're on a path in the woods.
It was the name of one that was in the demo that was removed from the original demo that got removed by the time we played the demo that we did.
I think he's upset. What's he got to be upset?
Yeah, it's just stubborn.
God.
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was, and ever will be.
We've seen this background before, though, which is interesting.
Damn right we did. You'll get
Did I get the Fury last time? I don't think so, but we've gotten this.
She was bad for us, and you almost got us killed.
I think we did, though, actually.
You're being
Was
too
that was what we got from the
Did get us
adversary,
killed.
wasn't it?
All right, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't
I don't
mind,
remember.
I'd like to do it without any more interruptions. Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a...
If your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath. We know all about her, and it's hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it?
Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly, you've already been here.
Yeah, you think?
Actually, I don't think we have been here. This is all different, isn't it?
Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already...
Oh, this is the same, because I can
you've
skip.
seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a path in the woods if reality seems distorted. It's because reality is distorted.
So you knew this could happen? You knew we'd be able to restart like this?
I know all sorts of things, which is why you should listen to me. Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously. Don't worry. We only need this one last go at things. You'd better hope that's true. And don't let that inflated ego get in the way of doing your job.
If there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go back to how they were before.
No.
Cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now. And you're making it so much harder than it has to be. So stop whining.
You said yourself that you know more than you're letting on. If you want me to go to the cabin, you better tell us everything.
Can't. Anything I say at this point is far more likely to accelerate the unraveling of this place than it is to actually help you do your job. In fact, I probably shouldn't have even said that. I trust that if you've been here before, it means you know how dangerous she is, and that you know I'm not lying to you about her.
Really? That's it? That's all we're getting out of you?
He just wants to keep things going the way they are. But we've been given a second chance to do right by her. She can build something better than this.
It is, yeah, okay, we did get this last time, but this is apparently slightly different.
We just have to let her do it.
I get it. You're conflicted. You've been through a lot, but I really have to be firm here. I will tell you one thing.
Because of that, though. No, we'd be back a while. Oh well. No matter what happens, we must go to the cabin. Let's see how it's different.
Good. We're all on the same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her.
I'm surprised I didn't recognize last time the Fury was
That's it.
the one that was
The final
taken out of the
words
original demo.
boss? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard. That's fine by me. Let's get moving. I'm itching for a rematch.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of
We're
the
gonna
cabin is
win
a
this
place that seems
time.
long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched.
Because I don't think we
vaulted
did
windows
win
letting
in the
sun.
first Fury.
But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. That's horrible. You did this. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
How are we supposed to get to the basement? There's no door. It's just a mirror where the door should be. It's the mirror again.
A mirror? There is no mirror. We've done this already. Try to keep up. The repetition is maddening. I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror. Or you're seeing things. That seems far more likely. What are you trying to say exactly?
He thinks we've lost him, that we're succumbing to madness, that something in us has broken.
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic way to describe a hallucination, but sure. I'm not going to waste time arguing with any of you. It went away after we touched it last time. Let's just do it again.
Take the blade.
Take the blade from the pedestal. Good.
And approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement. It really is just like last time.
Smash it. Smash.
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there?
Nah, I'm with him on this one.
Smash it. Do whatever you want with
Let's smash
Bring your
it.
fist crashing
Ah,
down
it's
against
gone.
the door leading to the basement.
This
As
was
if
the
on
one where we
command,
tried to smash it
slowly
last time
slides
too.
open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead.
Why am I not surprised?
You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart?
I will kill you again.
Come see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat.
She's so angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good.
She's not some untouchable god.
I proved that.
And we're going to put an end to her once and for all.
Whatever she is now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
It doesn't matter what we are. She needs slaying, and we've got the means to do it, so let's get a move on. If I might interject...
So I was looking stuff up. There is overlap in some of them.
She's
Like,
always been what she
there's
is.
two versions of the
That's why
Fury
you're
here.
That's why your task
There's
is so
two versions of the Gray that we got earlier. And there's another version of the Wraith that we stepped into last week. But we actually didn't get a lot of the... or we didn't proceed through a lot of the double up ones. And this is the only one we repeated.
Painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped
It makes
skin
more
and
sense
burning bone.
from that part of the tower, I feel like.
The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh.
He wasn't tied up or chained up in the
Nauseating sound,
tower.
Skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you.
Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before, and we'll do it again. Only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
Given up on destroying the world, have we? I'm going to end you! Slay the princess!
You'll try. And that's what I've been so excited for. Let's hurt each other.
Your heart free of fear, you charge towards the princess, your eyes locked on each other, both of you prepared to lay down your very essence in one blow. It's now or never.
Her chest is like nailed open. We have been unwound.
You are unwound.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever.
No, I've only been unwound.
Cold. I've never felt cold before.
Well, she killed us again. She unwound us once more. True to her word, you do not die by her hand, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. And there's that mirror.
Of course you're scared. No, it's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
I don't want to look at us.
Not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice.
Okay.
Maybe there'll be a good fight there. Maybe we'll find her again.
A mercy.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. Nothing! You are nothing at all! But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, and then you see it, a figure, faint and veiled in the shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. Alright, let's see if I can remember what I asked last time. What is this place? Where are we?
A construct. It was supposed to keep the two of you trapped here until the job was done. And it was supposed to guide your hand to help you see things through. The construct you're in exists in every world at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both you and her into a new world. But you're waking up to your true nature now. It won't be able to work like that anymore.
Do you have anything to say for yourself? For all this hubris, for everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live?
Nobody alive has done anything to you. I'm all gone. But if you and the princess want to smite the rest of them for the crimes of a dead man, if you really want to be that petty, there isn't much I can do to stop you.
You're not me, then what are you? I have so many questions. Does it hurt when pieces break off like that? Sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions?
We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
Are you a part of me, or are you something else? You're the one who wanted me to slay the princess. Why? I think I've done that one. I've met you many times. Have you been the same you all along?
I haven't, and that's by both necessity and design. This construct.
I might have asked this one, or it's just gonna be similar to it.
Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead.
Oh, yeah, he's saying the same
things
things
you'll be awake
here.
Soon.
So a lot of these say the same things in different ways. So you do know about the looping. So many of the times I met you, you denied it's possible. Why did you lie to me? I know the answer to that. I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I?
You were either going to have seen all this, or you weren't going to have seen all this. This is worse, but you still have an opportunity to save the world. You can still slay her.
If you want me to slay her, I need to know what she actually is.
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. Like I said, this isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
Do you know that things won't be worse if I destroy her?
Of course they won't be worse. I saw a glimpse of a better world, and I did what I could to make it real. Anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave.
Anything is indeed better than oblivion. If I destroy her, won't I be alone?
Yes, you will. But it will all be worth it.
Why would you want me to destroy the concept of transformation?
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed.
If I destroy her, how is that existence any better than death, or any different from death at all? Or even different from death at all? Honestly, it feels worse.
When I broke the cycle, I made sure that the tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carries a part of what should be you. Things won't be as they are now, but they won't be nothing either.
Interesting. Rest easy. I'm going to destroy her.
Are you lying? I can't tell. But I've said my piece, and my time is up. I'm just an echo, and every echo fades away. You know what you have to do.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. You are the long quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There's nothing for you to find.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Do you know about the Echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the Echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories we left unfinished. Can we really just leave? Don't you have a say in all this? Why is this all falling on me? Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions. I need answers before I make a choice. If I let you out, an entire world ends for good. I can't do that.
If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it. What is a person? Is it their body? Is it all of their body? Pluck the eye.
This went
skin,
differently.
Strip the tendons, mince the meat, grind the bones. When it is all gone, do you still have who you started
no,
with?
it didn't. We heard this last time.
A person
Yeah, 'cause
is
that's
not
her.
a body. Death is a transformation into something new.
That talked
It
about
is only
Theseus.
bodies that fear it.
I am not my body, but I feel my body suffer. I'm not my body, but perhaps others are theirs. I like that one.
And
For
yet
this.
bodies change and consciousness goes on. The infant's body is not the child's, is not the adult's. But the thread of existence remains strung through it all. You are devoured. Pray for something bigger than you that stalks and slinks in shadows. But even after the pain of defeat, you returned. The dance is its own truth. It is the movement that matters, not the pause you mistake for an ending.
Would you have us fight forever? The dance was good, wasn't it?
And it will always be good if you choose to live in it. Do not linger on the highs and lows. They are fleeting strokes on a larger canvas. A thought is a vine, and some thoughts nurture thorns that bleed the soul, and endless growth that blots your vision and strangles your trust. When I succumbed to myself, you patiently stood by me and cut the thistles that rooted in my skin. Your compassion is what freed us both, but compassion is a thing that must be nurtured, and you cannot nurture that which cannot change.
I need to point out, I still agree with them. If I've known what you really were, no. Of course I helped you. I didn't want us to hate each other. I won't engage with violence. Of course I helped you. I didn't want us to hate each other.
Then help me again. We are each other's liberation. I kill you. You kill me. Back and forth we go.
I had a lot of
Faster and faster and faster.
back and forth killing in this
I
one,
kill
didn't
you.
I?
You kill me. Hollow eyes watch from the dry corners of a memory. A home built on all the futures that were supposed to be. Preserved until the moment of reunion. The fire of the heart sets it all ablaze. I kill you and me. An ending is a passion that can only be expressed with a moment in time. It is a seed for a new beginning. To linger on an ending is to rob it of its life. And without me, all that's left to do is linger.
I don't want to linger. I deserve what you did to me. I won't engage with violence. I'm okay lingering.
To linger too long is to become worse than when you started. Would you rob yourself of all context to remain trapped in a single moment? To question everything is to deny the proof of reality that lies in front of you. By believing in your suffering, you make your suffering real. In believing in your limitations, you placed a shackle on your neck. But even then, you remembered the impermanence of the material and watched as the walls of your prison decayed into nothing. To be impermanent is not to end, but to change. And for the world to be impermanent is to make finite the suffering of all things. Would you strip that gift away and leave them all to suffer in their permanence?
They'll get over it. They'll see permanence of the gift in time.
Or, in time, would they see it as a curse?
As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Are you starting to see? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
It's easy to believe the things you believe in when you sit above it all. I can't let that happen. I can't let everything die. Slay the princess. I was told there was enough of you and me to preserve meaning in existence. I'm going to trust that's true. No, I can't let that happen. I can't let everything die.
Even now you think you can destroy me. If it takes all of eternity to break your delusion, I will still break it.
You don't have to face her alone.
Our friends are here! Which hero are you?
All of them? I assume in the same way that you're all of you.
You've no idea how good it is to hear you. I thought voices weren't allowed here. No, you've no idea how good it is to hear you.
The times you told me that mirror was going to kill me, genuinely surprised you missed me. But you don't have to get into all that. I'm in. That's what matters. You'll never be able to strike a decisive. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
I need my instrument.
Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yeah? Hello? Oh, it's getting more detailed.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it?
Ooh, look at them all out there. Do you need me to describe things? I'd like that. For old time's sake. Is it just you and me? Did anyone else make it to the cabin? Ah, fuck. Just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of... The offer still stands. Can you describe the cabin for me? For old time's sake.
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah. There isn't much here.
He's not as good at this as the narrator.
And a door. And some windows. You know, come to think of it, I don't think he ever really mentioned the windows, did he?
No.
There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it. And I know I've already mentioned it, but if we want to see this through, we're going to need that blade.
It is our instrument. The narrator really gone?
Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated.
I don't actually know how to feel about him being gone.
Yeah, it's complicated. He put us through hell, but he's been part of us since the very beginning, hasn't he?
Alright, take the blade.
That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more options than not.
Enter the basement.
The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
We both know why you're here. You don't have to draw it out for my sake.
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us.
Unless she did. Continue down the stairs.
And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are, knife in hand. That sight brings me back. You're going to do it then, aren't you? You're really going to kill me. You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go?
Sit with her. I don't want to be a god. Are you the same as you are out there?
No. I feel like I'm myself again.
I only wanted to slay the you out there. It's easier to want to kill an abstract concept than it is a person. I don't want to hurt anyone. There has to be a way out of this. I don't think I ever really wanted to slay you, but I don't like what your existence means for the world.
Well, I don't want to be at the end of that knife, so how about we figure something out? What if we tried doing this forever? I can do whatever you think I can, right? So make me put it all back. Make me fix the Echo's construct and make me wipe our memories of everything that's happened. Make me send us back to the beginning, before we woke up. Before either of us saw the truth.
Can she really do that?
I don't know
Are
that
you
that's
sure that's
better.
what you want?
What would resetting it do anything to help them, the people out there? If you continue to exist, don't they continue to die and suffer?
Fixing that is on you, not me. If you want me to help them, you'll have to make me help them.
I don't want to forget you.
That's sweet. But unless you do, the whole world ends, right? Not like I care, but it seems important to you.
We're going to find ourselves back here eventually.
And if we do, nothing is stopping us from making the same choice. We could just keep doing this forever.
We're talking about this right now. How do we know we haven't done this before?
I don't think that's something we'll ever get to know. But odds are we've probably done it before.
I haven't. How do you know things won't end worse? What if when I make my way back here I'm different and I hurt you? What if I kill you? What if I let you bring about the end of everything?
Who cares? We've hurt each other plenty and I still like you. And if you're hesitating, then you must still like me too.
We'd have to decide to do this every single time, forever. Eventually something is going to be different. What if we change our minds?
Well, if we change our minds, we change our minds. What matters is that we'll always have a choice. This is just the one we're making now.
This isn't fair. I want to be here with you. I don't want to be alone again.
Neither do I. But we won't be alone for long. I'll be right here, waiting for you.
Is there any other way?
You brought that knife down here for a reason. Either you use it to kill me, or I use it to put things back.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that. Slay the princess.
You and me both. Whatever world you want to build without me, I hope it works out. Despite our differences, I've always loved you, and I wish you nothing but the best.
You blink, and the princess is gone. All you have left of her is a small, melancholic weight that sits at the borders of your heart. The tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carried a part of what should be you. Things won't be now as they were then, but they aren't nothing either.
She's gone. And I don't think she's coming back.
No, she's not. A small part of her is with us.
Is that a metaphor, or are you being literal? It doesn't matter, we don't need to linger down here anymore. Let's get going.
Leave the cabin. You leave the basement behind. Then the stairs. And then you leave the cabin itself.
It's quiet here.
It's a long quiet. The paths in the woods outside are an empty canvas, but there is even more to see beyond this place. The fruits of your labor, a world free from death. Set yourself free. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonizing tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
He's gone. She's gone. No one is left to trap us here but us.
Open your heart and bear witness to your new kingdom. All at once, the unyielding tension gives way. And then the shattering. You are free, and before you lies the endless expanse of absolute reality. A new absolute reality, one forged by your will and by a long and arduous cycle of bloodshed that has stained your hands countless times over. But there will be no more bloodshed in this new world.
You thought we'd be gone. Thought you could taunt us with death. We never left. We've just been quiet, hiding somewhere else. But we don't need to be quiet any longer. We're the house now. We get to make the rules. And I'm not sure you'll like those.
They're the pieces of her in us.
You should never make assumptions about things you don't know. Like whether or not the voices in your head will be gone for good. Slaying our beloved and threatening us with damnation. There's no good ending for you. I'm sorry. They all know what you did. Voices get around. Knives out, boys. Time to get to work.
Play the princess and make some enemies along the way. Oh. This game is fantastic. I wonder how many more, like, actual real endings there are. Oh, I love this game so much. So I'm not gonna stream more of it. One, because I want to actually, like, get through it faster. But also, two, I've showed off a fair amount of it, and I want people to go buy it. Because this game's incredible, and the devs absolutely deserve everyone's support. But, yeah, no, this game is incredible. I can't wait to, on my own, find more. Because it's just great. It's just absolutely astounding. It is more than I ever hoped it was going to be when I played the demo. Yeah, I cannot say enough good things about it. Alright, that will be it for me for today, but remember, tomorrow is our Halloween/birthday subathon. I will be playing Resident Evil Remake until I complete it. There will be goals or incentives every 10 subs or equivalent that we get, and every sub or equivalent will increase the timer for our next following stream. And I hope to see you all there, but for now, I will see you in the future. Bye-bye now!